What is up? We had Rich Hribar, that's right, Rich Hribar on with us, and we had to talk about the 2022 free agency. Now, we had so much to say that I decided to chop this clip up into a little bit of a shorter episode, so you guys will have it easier to digest. But it's more about the players that are still available right now and where we want to see them go. We want to know where you think the best spot is for some of these remaining free agents and some of these other players who could be traded. Is Saquon Barkley's best outlook with Buffalo? Melvin Gordon, where could he go? Because it doesn't look like he's returning to Denver. Be sure to hit subscribe and let us know in the comments as we go through these players as to where you think that they should land. Let's go ahead and close out this episode and just bring up a player who's unsigned that you would like to see sign that you think could see their fantasy value rise. This has a big thing to do with like best ball leagues. Like, hey, like I've been drafting this guy, for the past 3-4 weeks now, hoping that he would land with a good team. And, you just hope that he goes there. So we'll start out with Jakob because I know that he probably has somebody that is,
I know
drafted right
Jacobs.
now.
I can guess Jacobs' guy.
Do it. Let's
Melvin Gordon.
Oh yeah, I love Melvin. I have 55% Melvin in.
Do you really?
Underdog.
Are you serious? Like,
I have like kind of the same take that a lot of people. So everyone's been split, right? For now months, we've all decided like there's two camps on this Melvin situation. Either there's the camp Melvin's leaving, or there's camp Melvin is staying. And I've been generally camp Melvin's leaving, but I look at it the opposite. It's like, okay, why would I bet on the guy who's already like a 1-2 turn pick to become a late first round pick? Like, why would I put all my chips on that? Like Javonte, it's like if Melvin stays, Javonte's probably like a round 3 pick. If Melvin leaves, he's like still a late first. So I just feel like that's kind of only downside. Now, if he leaves, I'll go draft my Javonte after he leaves. I'll chase him up the board. But to me, the one with like the far more profitable range of outcomes is like Melvin Gordon, who's currently like a 12th round pick. If he is like RB1 for the Buffalo Bills, then he's a 4th round pick. Like if he's RB1 for the Chiefs, like he goes, like to me, he's the one who has just like a way higher range. Like he's kind of the same bet that James Conner was, right? Like Conner just by remaining in Arizona, like just massively increased his value. And so, yeah, Melvin played really well last year. And in fact, he played so well last year that I think a team is going to pay him to not be Javonte Williams' 1B. Like I think a team should pay him to be their starting running back. Worst case scenario, whatever. Worst case scenario, he signs either in Denver, in which case, like, I don't know, like he's still going cheaper than he was going last year and in somewhat of a similar situation in which I don't think that it's that awful for his value. Or maybe he just goes to some dog team that's willing to pay him and he's like just a really uninspiring, like round 6-7 pick. But
Houston or something.
Yeah, and that's totally possible. But I don't know. I just think Melvin is like he's way overqualified to be a number 2 running back at this point. Like he's always been a serviceable running back. Last year was one of his best years, I thought. Like why won't a team give him like a 2-year, $14 million deal, with like $4 million on a signing bonus spread across the 2, something like that. Come in and ball. Like to me, he's kind of the same bet as like a Fournette, really, but he's just way cheaper. I think Melvin Gordon's actually a better running back than Leonard Fournette. He just didn't have the blessing of being in Tampa last year.
I was really worried at first because of James Conner and Fournette both look like they're going to be on the market. Like as they're basically they're both 2 years younger than Melvin Gordon. And, they were going to draw a lot more interest. And Conner immediately re-signs because Steve Keim's just been itching to pay another running back again. And he's able to do that. And now with Brady coming back, you would assume that maybe that like he lures Lenny back. So now like Gordon might have more of a market, than the veteran market outside of the free team. I was like a little worried that like, oh, wow, he might almost be driven back to Denver. But now he might actually have a little more opened up for him. So
my only fear is the Badger connection with Russell Wilson. I wonder how deep that runs.
God, that's painful. That'd be painful to see with Javonte Williams. I think they're out of the woods when it comes to that. So, Rich, 2 questions for you. Who is your player that you've been drafting hoping that'll hit? And also, how did you know Jacob's player? Because that was pretty crazy.
I mean, I haven't drafted one team yet this offseason.
Okay.
Since we've been gone, like I've bought a house. I'm in the process of moving. Like it's an absolute nightmare.
Wow.
I'm working still like throughout this process. I've got my oldest son started high school baseball. So like I've just been trying to just live life for a little bit, but
the shots are fired. Like I feel shot at.
I mean, that was. But I mean, out of any of these guys, like, I mean, I'm always like a little more pessimistic on any of these. Like, I don't think like good players are typically available in free agency. They're typically available for a reason. But I mean, obviously, I want this Watson domino fall because I want to see like where Jameis goes. You know, I want to see, does Jameis get a chance to start? Does he go back to New Orleans? I want to see whatever happens with like Rashad Penny. Who believes what happened the front 10 games of Cordell Patterson last year? Juju, does he have anything left? Like, or is he just on the complete Randall Cobb trajectory of like, we chased this one season for a decade and like just never got anything the rest of his career?
It's gonna be so sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, yeah, I mean, all those are pretty interesting. We'll see what happens. Antonio Brown, let's just get Antonio Brown back on our team,
please.
God, stop.
He's so good. He's insane, but he's really good.
But no, and then like trade wise, like is Saquon going to get traded? Like that's kind of the one thing I've been waiting on the whole time. Yeah. Like because Buffalo,
maybe Buffalo.
I guess it's back open now, right? It's kind of rekindled. So
yeah, J.D. McKissick was blocking.
Because I can't like I've seen like and I get like the people that are out on Saquon. Fine, I get it. You've washed your hands, but like the dude's 25 years old. He still has all this pedigree. I can't quit. Like I just can't bury him. He's like in Dynasty. He's like the RB. Like I don't know. Like he's in the teens, right?
Yeah, way too cheap. Thank you, because Shane fights me on this. Shane is the anti-Saquon, and I keep jamming Saquon all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm mixed. I'm in between. I'm like, hey, if he falls to me where I think he's value.
Yeah, I mean, look, if he's the RB13, I'll scoop him up. But if someone's trying to convince me to draft him as like the RB5, I'm gonna yell at them. I'm like, no, thank you.
Shane, who are you waiting on since you're a landing spot?
It's been Juju. It's always been fucking Juju. Yeah. I just need him. Look, I need him to move to a different offense, right? And to suck. So I can finally be like, all right, it's him. It's not me. You know what I mean? And then I can be like, I'm done with him. Like I'm moving on. Because until he moves on from that Pittsburgh offense, like Rich said, I'm always going to be chasing that second year he had, and I'm always going to tell myself, no, you don't understand. You don't remember Juju in his prime when he was a 22-year-old wide receiver in Pittsburgh. It was nothing like it. 1,400 yards. And
Shane's going to be 70 in like 10 years from now, still talking about Juju.
Yeah, so I want to
be going to tell my kids this was Juju Smith-Schuster meme.
I need it to end one way or the other, right? I need him to go somewhere and be good or go somewhere and be bad. And I frankly don't even care which one it is at this point. Like just one or the other. And just I want to be done with it.
This is gonna be me at like when Tony Pollard like signs somewhere and then has like multiple ACL tears, but then eventually ends up leading the Chiefs in rushing in a divisional playoff game at age 30, like Jerick McKinnon just did. That'll be me. It's like, finally, I have been proven right.
On 90% of your teams, he finally shows up in Dynasty leagues. All right, so I know you guys are going to hate mine, so I'm just going to say it and we're going to end the show. But
Trey receiver that earns 12% target share, do you like?
Maybe. Tre'Quan Smith.
Tre'Quan
Smith. Yep. So Tre'Quan Smith's been trapped in this offense without the proper players or the proper quarterbacks to be able to deliver him the ball. He finally got an opportunity with Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston got hurt. You don't have a deep ball with Drew Brees. You don't have a deep ball with Taysom Hill. You don't have a deep ball, period, going to him, but he is the Michael Gallup of the NFC South. So I want him to end up with a team, Buccaneers just re-signed Rashad Perryman, so maybe I have to reevaluate that. But I want him to end up with a team where he can actually be a deep threat with a quarterback who has an arm, and that's my person. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get out of here. Rich, where can we? Oh, we can talk about it for a second, Shane, if you really want to. But I have a feeling you're just be like, no, I don't want to talk about it.
It's very cool.
You're gonna be like, why are we talking about this?
Can I talk about Deontay Hardy?
Who?
Deontay Hardy, the actually good wide receiver in New
Orleans.
Yeah, formerly known as Deontay Harris, changed his name to Deontay Hardy. Top 10 in yards per route run, top 10 in PFF receiving grade. Yes, Dave.
This is from. Let's see. Yes, this is from 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, if Deshaun Watson does go to New Orleans, and Rich is sad because he can't get any more Michael Thomas, just jam Deontay Hardy shares. I have I've drafted Deontay Hardy as my last wide receiver in about 80% of my best ball drafts this year.
You went from Marquez Callaway to Deontay, huh?
Every year it's a new Saints receiver apparently. The Marquez Callaway thing is the Marquez never Tre'Quan. The Marquez Callaway thing is really sad because I had a good thing going when it was like just me on this island. It was just me and Alfred Fernandez pumping up Marquez into the wind, taking him in round 18, and it was peaceful. And then he turned into Randy Moss against the Jaguars in one preseason game. And like I woke up and all of a sudden he went in round 7. And I didn't ask for this. Like I feel it was like in The Godfather. I was like Marlon Brando. All of a sudden he's going ahead of like good receivers. And it's like, I never wanted this for you. I felt bad.
Yeah, Deontay Hardy is he's such a good player. He has the problem, like we kind of talked about Chase Edmonds a little bit, is the dude's 5'6" and 170 pounds. So an NFL coaching staff's like, we'll only put you on the field for 18 plays. Like that's all we're gonna let you play. You're like we might let you play
Rondale Moore.
Yeah, but like that's the funny thing is he never gets to be a full-time player because he doesn't like fit any like archetype like these coaches have in their head. But he's been productive anytime he's gotten to play.
Jacob, I cannot wait to torch you on Rondale Moore in 2023.
I like Rondale Moore. He's not as good as Rashad Bateman. I'm sorry.
It's not even close. You guys can check it out on Trophy Smack YouTube page over there. Oh,
I love Tony, dude. I love Tony.
You didn't like Tony last year.
No, I hated him as a prospect, but I'm a fucking Bayesian, so fuck you.
Jacob just changes. He's like, oh, whatever's cool.
Like I did not like Tony as a prospect. And
well, now it's too late because now you have to play. Now you have to pay for Kadarius Toney. You could have had him in the second.
Not really.
You still
can get him pretty cheap. I had last year going into. Actually, I honestly had a little bit of Tony last year because as much as I hated him as a prospect, like he went round 1 and the entire fantasy community was just like, we don't care. We're not drafting you anyway. So like as much as I hated Tony, I actually had like 4 or 5 shares at like the 2.8 or 2.9 in rookie drafts anyway.
God, that's crazy.
And then and so then I just got kind of lucky when he looked good. And then he got hurt, which was great because I mean it really suppressed the price. Like he's still pretty cheap. And I've been drafting him. I've been trading for him in Dynasty. He's up to all of a sudden like in my top 5 most owned wide receivers. I've been getting a lot of young Joka.
Hey, you made it to the end. Be sure to hit the like button if you guys enjoyed the episode, and be sure to check out the full episode right here. Links on the screen.